Hey, everybody!
Hello everyone, how are you all doing? Bit of an impromptu stream for you all today. We didn't really make much of a song and dance about it, so thanks for all of you who have turned up today. How are you all doing? Hopefully more people will filter in when they see the notifications. By the way, Tim, don't forget to switch on air server and don't forget to switch off of the standby screen.
Yes, absolutely, I will, yes. I'm just going to go and make the announcement over on Team Season. We are live.
Oh, I can hear myself. Hopefully more people will filter in when they see the notifications.
Oh, that would be me. I'm on my phone right now, so I'm trying to back up.
Hello, Chief.
Hey, Chief.
Hey. So my headset's not working. I'm on my phone at the moment. I'm going to try getting the headset working, so bear with me. I'll be off and on.
Okie doke. Well, my rubber duckies, today we've got Mr. Tim J, who's going to be doing the art demonstration for you all today.
Yep.
No, that was me. I'm on my phone right now, so I'm trying to back up.
Nagging it, Chief again. That's great.
Okay. I'm sorry, I muted the chat. Anyways, yeah, I'm on my phone. My headset's not working right now, so I'm just trying to fix some things. Hey guys, how's it going? Hopefully it's all good. I'll be in the chat probably by just typing today because my headset's being, well, uncooperative. But yes, hi.
Hope you guys get it wouldn't get Season 3 stream if we didn't have some audio issues somewhere.
Well, exactly. You know what? It worked perfectly fine this morning. It perfectly fine yesterday, and now it's absolutely not cooperating with me, and I'm just not putting up with it because it wants me to do stuff that I don't want it to do. So, anyways, technology. Yay.
Yeah. So, Gloria's having internet troubles, otherwise she would be here today. Chief's got audio problems, so yeah, fun times.
It's a normal Season 3 stream.
One of these days we will get a Season 3 stream where everything works correctly, and on that day the Earth will crack and, you know,
blow up.
Judgment Day will be upon us.
In all fairness, Gloria is getting better internet next Wednesday, I believe. She's actually getting better stuff sent to her house, so she will do stuff. I'm just honestly going to buy a new headset because this thing, ever since I bought it, has been nothing but nightmares and nightmares and nightmares. Like, bad nightmares. It's been horrible. So I'm just going to fork out the money and buy a new one because I hate this thing and I just want to let my horse stomp all over it. So, yes, fun.
Please film that. I think we'd all appreciate it watching that.
I will. You know what? I will actually film it if I can get my horse to stomp on this stupid-ass, excuse my language, headset because it's just a nightmare, and tonight is the epitome of... I've been working on this thing for like 20 minutes and I just give up. Because, you know what? All the settings are perfectly fine. But, anyways, let's get going on with the stream. Tim's drawing for us tonight. So we're going to do some, well, teach you how to draw some stuff. Have some fun. So... yes,
Tim's
carry on.
Your Bob Ross.
Yeah, teach us some art stuff. Yeah. How's the audio, by the way, guys? Is anything too loud or too quiet? Can you hear everybody okay? Are we blowing out your ears? Or are your ears tiddling for more?
You'll have to give them about 3 minutes to respond due to the delay, but...
It was doing good, and I had the audio on, and I realized I was looping, or... anyway, so before I muted myself, it sounded okay.
That's good.
See, we got in the chat today. We've got good old groovy Jeff.
The day one of these streams... Sorry, I was reading Arson Holes. The day one of these streams doesn't have any issues will be the day Sega releases a fun, non-broken Sonic game. Yes, that is true.
Oh, wow. That means the pressure's on us then, doesn't it? Not
it
Sega, it's on us.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure on us, isn't it?
So
it is.
That's the reason why Colours Ultimate was a janky mess, is because the last stream we had audio issues. No.
Right. I'm jumping off my phone for a second. I'm going to mess around with my headset. So you guys carry on and get drawn, and I'll hopefully be back soon.
Cool.
Okie dokie. Tim, you're still on the standby screen.
I just turned it off. It'll take a little bit for it to catch up.
Oh, there we go. Good old Groovy Jake. I am not Jeff. Well, I'll be the judge of that. And so will history. Everything's fine in the audio department according to Mr. Hole? Jared says everything's good. So take it away, Tim. What have you got for us today?
As I sit down and relax into my chair, today I'm going to be taking some characters and trying to interpret them into the Sonic Sad-Am style. We've done that before with doing seasoned characters, I called it, where I would take popular characters. I believe that the Sonic Historian guy posted a bunch of them recently.
Yeah, that's good old Groovy Jeff.
Yeah, which is awesome. Thanks for doing that. And I'm going to be doing a few more today to kind of show you like the differences art-wise, like from modern Sonic to Sonic Sad-Am, the challenges that go with that. Is this the next episode for Season 3? What? What is that?
I think you might mean in terms of the comic, in which case, no, he's not drawing the comic. He's doing other things. That is a question I did want to ask you, though, Tim, because I found it rather interesting when you did the Season 3 eyesed versions of those characters. How come that Blaze, because in the fact that both Blaze and Honey are both cats, how come they ended up looking so wildly different?
Blaze and Honey are both cats. They look wildly different. Do they look wildly different?
Yeah, because Honey's got like cat's nose and like proper, kind of like cat cheeky bits, and she's doing the whole kind of nyah pose. Whereas Blaze looks more on model to what she would have looked like in a kind of a Sega type cat, but she doesn't have like a big cat nose or anything. Oh, Jake suggests you do Techno the Canary, moving in on my turf.
Did anybody see that notification that just came down?
Yep, everyone saw it.
It's not supposed to do that. I'm on this night mode thing.
Is your cell phone still on? Because if your cell phone's still connected to the iPad, then yeah, it's going to always route your messages there, even if you're on night mode.
Oh,
or airplane mode.
Okay.
You might have to put your phone on airplane mode. That and the fact that I think iMessage also routes everything through Wi-Fi anyway, so... Yeah. Hide notifications? Oh, cheers, Jake.
I just turned my phone off.
That works.
That works. So, apparently it was something... I didn't really read it. Apparently it was something about queso dip. I don't know. It sounds good. Okay. I forget. What were we talking about?
The reason why Honey and Blaze looks a little bit different in your Season 3 designs. Although Arson did put a good question. Maybe they're different breeds of cat.
Well, here's... That's kind of the thing I was going to be talking about today. Yeah. Cats... characters in general in the Sonic universe, they don't have to look like each other. Like, take for example Blaze the cat compared to our character today, which is Big the cat. They do not look alike at all. And yeah, today we're going to be seasoning Big the cat. They don't look the same at all, and that's one of the beauties of, Sonic the Hedgehog in general. I love Sonic the Hedgehog because characters can be so unique looking. For example, I was trying to, find a way to do Rouge in season, and we already in season have a bat character named Gavin. Gavin has a very particular look to him. I wanted him to see, I just got another notification. What the heck?
You're getting loads of them today, aren't you? Yeah. You're a very popular guy.
So...
I love how you just, nah. It's like, I'm used to being popular. It just happens. It sucks being me sometimes. But there's a question. Since you're doing Big, are you going to do a Season 3 Froggy?
No. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get these notifications to stop.
Well, if you want to put yourself onto the standby screen, you can just go into your iPad settings and just turn off notifications. That should help.
How do I turn off the iPad notifications in general?
I think if you go to Messages, so if you go into your settings, go down to Messages. I think there's Mentions, Notify Me. Turn that off. You can literally just disable iMessage. That will just disconnect it from your phone, so you shouldn't get them. So if you go into Settings, scroll down until you get to Messages, then just turn off iMessage just for the time being, and it should be golden. Hey, another technical failure. At least it's not audio this time. All roads lead to Sonic Adventure. Does that work for you, Tim?
We'll see.
Mr. Hole is requesting a Sathium-styled Tikal. Is that how you pronounce the name, Tikal? Or is it Tickle?
I don't know. I don't know how
Tikal.
you pronounce that name. I always said Tikal. Okay, so sorry, guys, for these technical problems. We won't be doing Tikal today. Getting back to what I was saying, so I was thinking about how you could do Rouge in Sonic Season style. And we already have Gavin, and he looks a very particular way. I designed him to be a particular way and have a particular characterization. And that's the great thing about Sonic the Hedgehog series, is that they have such a way to be characterized. You can visually see who they are, and I think that's one thing that really draws people to Sonic characters and making Sonic OCs. They can be individuals in the Sonic universe and look unique. And if I were to do Rouge in the universe, I wouldn't make her look like Gavin, because Rouge has a particular look of her own, and she would probably look a lot more like Sonic, with like the muzzle and stuff. So even though they're both bats, they will both have different looks because they both have different characterizations.
Would you, in those situations, still tie them species-wise? So, say, for instance, with Gavin, he's obviously got the wings on his arms. Would you give those to Rouge, or would you keep her with her back wings?
I think I would keep her with her back wings, because that's something that she's identifiable with, is having back wings. If she had wings on her arms, I think it would be more difficult for her to do the things that she usually does as a character. Where Gavin, the difficulty he has with his arms, how awkward that makes him, was on purpose. I wanted Gavin to look awkward. He's got like that particular haircut that looks a lot like Antoine's haircut. I just wanted him to look, pardon my language, like a loser, sort of.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, that makes him relatable, because, you know, there's people who feel like they're losers too, and they feel like they are not cool people, and you know, Gavin kind of falls under that category. He's a guy who has, issues with his confidence, and he's a really awkward guy. So I really wanted to put that across art-wise, how awkward he is. With Rouge, I wouldn't do that, though, because she's supposed to be the confident one with the claws and her fingers that she can go and attack people with. So, yeah, totally different characterization between them.
Actually kind of sounds like Wolverine.
Have you ever played Sonic Adventure with her? Sonic Adventure 2?
Not yet, no. I'm still working through Sonic Adventure 1, so no spoilers.
Yeah, well, it's not really a spoiler, but she uses her claws to dig into the walls and climb walls.
I didn't even know you could play as her. So that's kind of a spoiler.
Yeah.
Shameful to say.
It's not a spoiler. Yes, you can play as Rouge.
My game is ruined now. He's unveiled secrets not meant to be known.
So now we're going to analyze how we're going to turn Big into a Sonic SatAM character. what is the difference between a Sonic SatAM character and a modern character? Modern characters are a lot more roundish, they have a lot more circles to them. They're a little more simplified, and they've got all these marks. A lot of them, like, I would say not meant for 90s animation. Say that. I'm going to first break down Big into his specific parts. And that's what you want to do in any situation where you want to copy a character's design, is you break them down into their basic shapes. That's what I'm going to do right now. He's got this like oval head. It's a really flat head, for sure. And a big body, which looks very circular, but from what I can see, it's actually kind of egg-shaped when I follow the lines here.
Look at him in just terms of his core shapes. You could almost think he looks a bit like classic Eggman.
Yeah.
He's got quite an oval head. He's obviously got the big round belly. His arms are quite long compared to, they're probably about the same length as his torso. And he's got the only difference is he's got stubby legs.
Yeah. No kidding.
Big is Moby and Eggman confirmed.
He does. And he has these huge arms, yeah. Which he was the strength character in Sonic Heroes. He's the guy who was throwing around Amy Rose and Cream. So yeah, he's a big, strong guy.
All right, he was the strength character for what were they called, Team Rose or Team Amy?
I think it was Team Rose, yeah. He's got these short, stubby legs.
How many teams were there in Sonic Heroes? Well, because I'm aware of Team Dark. I know about those guys. And I'm guessing Team Sonic was just called Team Sonic because, the guy's a massive narcissist.
There was Team Sonic, there was Team Rose, there was Team Dark, and then there was Team Chaotic. So
because the Chaotix were in it, were they?
Yeah.
Was it Mighty Ray and Vector?
Mighty Ray and Vector? I think so. No, I think one of them was... It was not Mighty, it was SPO, I think.
All right. Well, I suppose that would make sense because Mighty would be a strength character, and I assume Vector would also be a
Vector
strength character.
Yeah, Vector's strength character. He's the big one. Big ears.
I'm trying to remember who it was, but this was like back when Sonic Heroes was first coming out. I think her name was Jess Padkin over on DeviantArt, and she did this whole spiel where they had Team Eggman. It was literally just Eggman wearing this exo armor that would adapt to being both speed, strength, and flight.
Okay.
The armor itself would augment in different ways depending on what he was doing. It was really rather cool. Really neat concept.
Huh. So
I mean, I think this was before the game even came out, but yeah.
What? Really?
Well, we'd all seen the preview material, so everyone was getting hyped for it, so people were designing their own teams for it.
Even before the game came out? Wow.
Yeah.
I definitely remember people forming teams. People are still doing that today. This was huge back in the day, people creating teams together.
Nice.
So this is the shape breakdown, my shape breakdown for Big. You see very basic shapes. And that's going to help me to be able to break it down to look like a SatAM character. And what we would usually do, and this is what we did for people like Nina Mongoose, is to take examples that's already in the show that is you can kind of gauge with similar species, similar looks. And with Big, he's got a few characters here that can base off of. So, I mean, Rotor's kind of big. And Bunny, she's got the huge ears. So, she's my example of, you can do big ears in the SatAM universe. And Rotor kind of gives me the idea of how to do the legs for being such a big character himself. And the other character is what Nex alluded to, which is Dr. Robotnik. Dr. Robotnik is the biggest one of all, and Big is a huge character. You see him in the game, he towers over like everybody. Big the Cat's big. And I've seen SATAM design before where they would model after Rotor to make Big, but I don't really want to do that because Rotor I feel is not big enough for Big's character. Big is huge! He's a huge dude! So I want to base him off of the other huge dude that's in Sonic SATAM, which is Robotnik. He's the biggest one of all, so I think that appropriate for Big's characterization is to make him as big as Robotnik. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do. And I had a reference for Robotnik, but I lost it. But I'm sure I'll still be able to do this fine.
Oh, well, I hope you find it, because we need that for later. Either that or we'll have to chain you to a desk and force you to make a new one. It's really interesting the approach you take when it comes to designing characters in a particular style. I mean, the way I do them for, if I'm going to use them for Knothole, I usually go with their most identifying characteristics first, and then try to find an analog species they would have used in SAT-AM, so a wolf or a bird or a tortoise, usually from one of the other model sheets, and go, okay, well, let's try and use this as our analog to get things rolling. But I always gun for, in case of Big, obviously he's a big guy, so you want to go with the large body. But for him, it'd be like he's got a very distinct muzzle and very distinct ears.
He does. But I have not seen that muzzle anywhere in the Sonic SATAM universe. Well, I guess Rotor kind of has that muzzle a little bit, doesn't he?
I think it's because, like you mentioned, his face is actually quite squat.
Yes, it is.
It's long and round, but when you see it in profile, he's got quite a snub nose to him. So in many ways, his muzzle is almost akin to, if you think of bunnies in the pilot episode, Sonic Boom, her muzzle's quite wide in the cheek fluff department. It's a little bit like Big's, I suppose.
Oh yeah, I wonder if we can combine Bunny's nose with Rotor's mouth. What do you think?
I'm now just imagining Bunny from our Season 3 server just coming in and just watching us. We're making this Frankenstein monster of Bunny and Rotor and just going, no! Make it happen. So did you have any particular challenges when you were designing Mina and Fiona for the party scene? What were the challenges you had with dealing with them?
The challenge was simplifying them and still making them look identifiable, because Mina and the others were background characters. And as background characters, they can't be too stand-out-ish, so you have to be able to simplify them to a point where the main characters stand out, and these characters can kind of go into the back, and just be there without drawing your attention too much. That is difficult to do a little bit.
Yeah, I know what you mean. In the crowd scenes in Sonic Boom, when you have the other Knothole villagers coming around, the fact that they were wearing more clothes than Sonic and Sally really made them stand out. So I can imagine it's relatively similar with Mina. It's Mina's got the shorts and the boots and the little tank top, and she's got the crazy purple hair. It's like, oh, we're gonna have to dial you down, darling. You're stealing the show there.
Yeah.
What about Fiona?
Huh?
What about Fiona? Because Fiona's not a character I'm particularly well versed with. I know of her, but I don't know that much about her as a character. So, other than the fact she's got a very interesting looking jumpsuit.
Well, what do you want to know about her?
Well, how did you go about simplifying her for it? Because I'm not sure what her original look was. I mean, I've seen the one where she's with Green Sonic and she's gone full punk rocker, but.
Well, I haven't seen her design in a while. but she was actually easier than Mina. Mina had a bunch of furls on her and stuff, but because Mina was designed first and foremost as a modern comic character, so she had details on her for comic art drawing, which is really important in comic art. But for animation, that doesn't bode well. You don't want all those details for animation. But on the flip side, Fiona was a lot easier because they only gave her like a jumpsuit. So all I had to do was take the jumpsuit and transfer that over. And it wasn't really that hard to have her look simple. They already did the job for me. Also with Fiona is that Fiona already had kind of a Sad-Am design. You know that?
I didn't know. Was she in one of the like really early comics when it was still? I'm trying to remember the guy's name. He was a storyboard artist on Sad-Am.
Yeah, Art Mahiney. Yeah.
Is that the chap's name? Right.
I think so. I believe that's his name.
Is he the guy who did like the very first set of issues? The ones where the art style's like very like simplistic.
Absolutely.
Because I really enjoyed those from just how they looked. I mean, the writing was very difficult to read nowadays, you know. But I really appreciate the simplicity of the art. It reminded me in many ways of old French comics like Asterix.
Oh, I guess how his head looks here. Yeah, Fiona was introduced during Art Mahiney's time, and she was this child character that was apparently a love interest of Tails, but then turned out to be evil, an evil robot of some kind. They had to defeat her, and then...
Oh right, so she was like Breezy from Adventures, was she?
Yeah, sort of. After they destroyed the robot, though, then they found out that there was a real Fiona that was captured, and she kind of joined the team, I guess. And
right, so she was a real character, it wasn't just a robot character. Okay.
Yeah, so it was weird. She's introduced as a robot, then they discover there's a real Fiona, and then the real Fiona later on becomes evil.
What a twist.
What a twist! Yeah.
One of these days I'm going to have to sit down and actually read Archie, because it sounds like a roller coaster.
It is a roller coaster. Here comes Bunny's round nose, but I'm also going to put in Rotor's mouth.
So in terms when you're designing characters, do you often think about the accessories that character would be carrying? I mean, I know Big's usually seen with his fishing pole, so would that be a thing that you would normally incorporate in with the character's design? Like, oh well, this guy was very much into his fishing, into his relaxing stuff. I want to make this a core part of the character.
Yeah, you'd probably have a fishing pole. Absolutely. I don't want to draw a fishing pole now because I would probably hate drawing it, but I would probably include a fishing pole with him. Absolutely part of this character.
I could totally see him just walking around with one of those, those fishing hats that has like the lures hanging off it.
Now, Sonic Sad-Am, one difference. Modern characters try to simplify the muzzle fur a lot. You'll see it be like one or two furs that are just like blade points. While earlier earlier Sad-Am characters, they'll have these really furry muzzles. And that's
that muzzle fur, it's so close to being Eggman's moustache. Classic Eggman.
I guarantee you this will not look like Eggman when it's done.
It's totally going to end up looking like Eggman. I can see it happening. You're not going to intend for it to happen, but just out of nowhere, he's going to appear.
I'm not going to do as Big, because Big already has these like dark eye things on him, which is really nice and convenient because this is totally a thing that is here in the Sad-Am universe.
Yeah, loads of characters have it, yeah.
These dark, I don't even know what to call it.
I just call them eye patches.
eye patches?
Yeah,
Dark
they're just
eye
patches of discoloured. Yeah, just call them eye patches. They're just different patches of coloured fur. Although I find them incredibly useful, just because it allows you to line up where the eyebrows go.
Hey, Chief, is that you?
It is, but I'm still on my phone, so hi.
Hi.
I gave up on my headset. My horse will now stomp the headset.
Excellent. Speaking of horses, how's the mini horse?
Mini horse isn't there yet. Just my horse. The other horse, Raven, is coming back for a bit. She was sold today, but owner can't take her to the island until probably about a week, so. Then mini horse comes. All 300 pounds of her, I guess.
I was going to say, yeah, for the first, she was absolutely tiny.
Well, considering my horse is about 1,200 pounds, so 300 pounds is, a quarter less.
See, now, unfortunately, you've now given him the pince-nez that Dr. Eggman has, so I can totally see this is turning into Eggman.
Oh, I can see that too now.
You can't escape your fate, Big. You are Eggman's first owner.
Oh, 100%.
And he is. He's the complete antithesis. He's the whole one with nature. He's very chill, as opposed to Eggman's all about technology, ranty and ravey. He's totally the guy's first owner.
Yeah, but the body's exactly the same. Like, exactly the same.
Derek says, what if Dirk, the main protagonist from Dragon's Lair, was in SatAM Season 3? That would be awesome. Well, unfortunately, Derek, there is already a Dirk in Season 3, but he's a rhino. And he's kind of a jerk.
He's not that much of a jerk. He does stuff.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
He is a jerk. Okay, yes, he's a jerk. Okay, I'm going to bite myself in the butt here. Who was the goat that ran the underground city?
Ari,
there we go. Sorry, I couldn't remember it. And about that episode, the weirdest thing is the pig serving chili dogs.
I think we've had this debate a couple of times on the Season 3 Discord.
Oh,
I'm still convinced that they're eating some form of, corn. Do you guys get that over in the States?
Hell, I'm not in the States, but the hell's corn?
Well, I just meant over on that continent. Corn over here is kind of a meat alternative. Let's find out what it officially is.
I'm sure we get that over here too. It's some sort of vegetarian, meat-free thing. There are stuff like that. Like you can get meat-free burgers. But the thing is, though, is in order to do that, you have to have some sort of farm or grazing area, but they're underground. Like throughout Saturday AM, there's never been any farm or agricultural growth.
That we saw.
But we have seen lots of animals.
Actually, no. If you think about it, there was definitely agricultural growth happening in Knothole because they have that whole thing where Bunny's carrot crop doesn't grow.
True, but it's not enough agricultural growth to... let's go to the underground city now. What agricultural growth do you see down there?
This is true, but you don't see much about the surroundings. They may have a little bit where they go up topside. There's an entire hydroponics area.
Okay, that's
they do have an underground river down there, don't they? So they at least have access to fresh water. So they could potentially.
They do have the underground river. That's true. That's very true. And they do have their whole crystal thing that provides their. Yeah. So.
Light. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're possible. They could be eating. The pig could be growing some sort of weird vegetarian, vegan meat alternative. It's possible.
And then we find out that the pig's actual name was Sweeney.
Was it actually Sweeney?
Well, it would be funny if it was, because then Sweeney Todd.
Which would actually be great. Yeah,
no,
sadly.
Sorry, he'd be called Swiney, wouldn't he? Swiney Todd. I've got it, that's his name. I don't care if I'm wrong, that's what I'm naming him.
It works. And forevermore, that must be the case. Boom. Name done. Alright, Tim, what's going on with Big Ears, or whatever we're drawing now?
Well, I have added the ears, which I made very stylistic, so that it has more character to it. I also gave him a big belt, because we know that big belts are a thing in Sonic SatAM, according to Rotor. Rotor has a big belt on him. And also made him barefoot, because I know that he has sandals on, but I think that it would be easier just to make him barefoot than to have the animators have to draw sandals on him all the time. I think
Well,
that would
Lupe
be
had sandals, didn't she?
What?
Lupe had, I keep calling her Lupe. Lupe had sandals on, didn't she?
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. But
Yeah, Lupe had sandals.
I just don't think it's necessary.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it suits him. It suits the kind of carefree lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I can kind of imagine him now with it's a belt, but it's one of those bandolier belts that you see all the other Mobians wearing. It's just they can't find a belt big enough, so they give him one of the bandoliers to use as a belt. It's like, yeah, sure, that fits. He keeps Froggy in one of the pockets.
Bandolier with a big ring on it.
Held together with a massive safety pin.
And I won't add the belt droop on it. I will exclude, because that's an added detail we just don't need for animation. It's a drooping belt loop.
Stephen Rain suggests the name Sweeney Hog for the pig. I like
Sweeney
it.
Hog. I like Sweeney Hog. I'm sold.
Sweeney Hog, yeah. I'm still gonna go with Swiney Todd though.
No, Sweeney Hog, sold.
Is Big the cat in season 3? No, Fanatic Mitchell. Big is not in season 3. Tim is just giving a demonstration as to how he goes about converting characters from Sega's franchise into what Sat.AM characters would look like. And he also asks, is Gloria there? No, Gloria's not here this evening. She is upgrading her internet at the moment, so she's not available at the moment.
Yeah, Gloria's been struggling with internet problems. She had problems for years now. We've kind of dealt with it. Even when she was doing her finals in school, she actually moved away to her grandma's house to get better internet. So now they're actually at her house. They're apparently upgrading a really good internet for next Wednesday. So we're actually hoping to do a lot more with Gloria in the streams, including her streaming stuff herself. And possibly the next stream we do will be a bunch of our artists all together on the same whiteboard going from there. So that's a goal, so we'll see what happens.
That's going to be one of the things we're definitely going to have to kind of hype up in advance, because I can imagine lots of people going, draw this guy, draw that guy, draw this guy, and each artist is going to have to take one in turn going, oh, all right then. Even though we do it kind of either way, it's like Pictionary style, where one person fires out a character, we all try and draw them as quickly as possible, something mad like that.
Doing a big whiteboard draw, that'll be a fun stream, and that's definitely in the future, just to have fun with you guys, like tonight is just having fun.
Question for you, Tim. Do you still do everything on iPad, or do you still have your Cintiq, or?
Yeah, I mean, this is on iPad. I used to do everything on Cintiq, but once I switched to iPad, I never looked back.
I'm still trying to fully make the conversion to iPad. There's an awful lot of painting features that I just miss in Photoshop sometimes. I just go, oh, if only Clip Studio had this, I'd be the happiest girl who ever lived.
A few details on Big here that I've included that really clues into a Sat.AM style. This front stomach color thing,
the belly fuzz.
Yeah, his belly furs. This right here. His belly furs. They, in Sonic Sat.AM, tend to, point downwards. Sonic's points downwards. And that was an interesting find when looking into Sat.AM designs. I was expecting that, but it is this very Sat.AM thing. And also, keep your hands expressive. That was always a thing in all the reference sheets is keep hands expressive. So for Sat.AM characters, 4 fingers and keep them expressive. Very important.
So in this case, Big is pointing at his foot, and his ears are dripping because he's just stubbed his toe.
Yes.
That's why he looks so sad. Or he's just stepped on Froggy and trying to blame something else. It's like, I didn't do it.
Nope, it was that
big old feet.
It was that
so
damn.
What do you mean when you say the belly fuzz points down? What do you mean by that?
Well,
Do you mean as in, like, it's more centered towards the base of the stomach rather than, like, up towards the middle as it would be in, like, a Sega character, or?
yeah, so when you usually make a Sega character, you would put the stomach like, right in the center of the torso.
Ah, I see what you mean, right.
But in a Sonic Sad-Am character, you would put it more towards the bottom of the torso so that it's more facing the ground. And I think that gives them a little more of a character.
It's definitely indicative of the style. Like, you look at Sonic in Sad-Am, you know it's a Sad-Am version because he's got that. I think it's a thing people dislike about the design. They always say he looks fat because he has a bit of a belly on him. But I think it's just the position of the chest, the chest fuzz area, more than anything else. Because his overall body shape isn't. It's kind of bean shaped, but I wouldn't call it fat.
He's a cute little chubby guy.
I love him. Yeah. I really enjoy drawing him like that. Just it's just a little bean-shaped body. It's just fun to play with. You've got a couple of requests there. You've got how would you imagine SBO working, and someone asking for Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic, I mean, it's 6 and 2/3 with me on Metal Sonic, because in some parts it's like they already did that in Adventures with Pseudo Sonic, so it's like you could essentially just port that.
Well, Pseudo Sonic and Metal Sonic are two different people. So,
I mean, but it is a Metal Sonic, isn't it?
But, he's, you can pull elements from it, but Pseudo Sonic is a robot all his own that looks unique to his own design. So we have to still try to make him look like Metal Sonic.
If it were me, though, I'd totally go... Well, I'd make everyone upset with me because I'd base him off of Robian and make him the Silver Sonic. Silver Sonic for life. Metal Sonic is the original pretender.
So, okay, I'm not... I don't know that many Sonic characters. Silver Sonic?
It's the Sonic robot from Sonic 2, the one in the Death Egg, the silver-coloured one.
Oh, okay, yeah. The game.
Recent years they've tried to rename him Mecha Sonic, but like he was always the Silver Sonic to me, so he shall forever remain that.
Yeah, I never played much of the games, which is actually kind of sad because apparently some of them were great.
So there you go, guys. This is how I would do Big the Cat in Sonic Sad-Am style. Does he still look like Robotnik?
Yes. Well, no, he looks like Eggman.
It's Eggman's persona. You cannot convince me otherwise.
I'm totally in agreement with that.
Because look at the way you've placed the belt. It's literally like where his trousers would start. He's even got the white gloves. It's Eggman's persona. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm with Max on this one. This is... Oh my gosh, yes.
I've uncovered the secret.
That is the secret. They used Eggman's design to draw big. Like 100%. And the way you did it for Sad-Am, it just makes it look like, yes. Wow.
We just made him sad. He's now got the sad, droopy mouth. The oh no.
No.
Where's Froggy? Can't have big without Froggy. Fnatic Mitchell's asking for... Yeah, I've already mentioned that for Fnatic Mitchell to Tim. Rouge the Bat and SBO. He's actually already mentioned how he would do Rouge before. You might have missed that earlier part in the stream, so once the stream's all wrapped up, you can pop back and have a look to see how he would do him.
Yeah. Rouge would be difficult and boring at the same time, because I'd probably just make her look a little more like Sonic.
Rouge?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a fairly simplistic design, really.
So give her Bunny's body and stick Sonic's head on her.
That's kind of where you're...
some wings.
Yeah. Her design was pretty simplistic. I mean, I remember seeing some of the shows there, not even the comics. And
hi, Keith. We see you hiding in the chat there.
Keith, get your butt in the chat, in the stream.
Yeah, come and chime in. You're awake?
I'm surprised
no
he's awake.
Excuses?
Well, like, what? Okay, hey, next, what time is it for you right now?
It's just going up to 5 o'clock, but we did have a little bit of a late start, so if
Okay,
we were going... Uh-oh! Air server died. There we go. So,
just
how
go
long?
Good.
Yeah,
So
Tim's happy to keep on going. I'm more than happy to keep talking nonsense.
No,
Have we drawn Sonic's parents yet? I don't believe so, no.
Have we drawn for... we didn't in the stream, but we... Did we do it in the comics? No.
I don't think so. You've done Sally's parents.
Sally's parents were in comics, that's right.
Sea3on Star Marine. I'm going to be honest with you. If there's any character I would like to see ported in Sea3on, it'd be Styx the Badger. Can you imagine someone that paranoid interacting with the world of Sea3on? She'd be an absolute head case.
I did Styx.
Did you?
Yes, I did. She
I must have missed that one. I have barely watched any of Sonic Boom. Most of it's been out of context shots, and I will happily say I stand for Styx. She's an amazing character.
Would it be like tossing Tweak in Sonic Sea3on?
Hey, thank you, Stephen Rain.
You know Tweak, Will, or Next.
Oh, yeah, Tweak from South Park.
Yes.
Yes. All the time, yeah.
Oh, I love South Park. And Tweak was just one of those great characters that, because, his parents had the coffee shop, so it's basically you drinking like 5 pots of coffee a day.
Mate, I completely blew past the Tweak phase. I never got twitchy.
You never got twitchy?
Sadly, I never got twitchy. I got hyperactive and then I would just crash. I never got twitchy.
Oh, Fanatic Ritual. No, I didn't do Rouge. I just said how I would do her. I didn't actually do her.
Although he does draw Rouge a fair bit. So if you want to see Rouge done in Tim's style, head on over to his Twitter page.
My style, but not in Sonic Sea3on style. My own personal style.
He likes to make Rouge look like Lara Croft.
Raider.
That was fun.
Do you remember those games, the Tomb Raider games?
Yes, I grew up with them.
Yeah, oh yeah. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, those were great games.
I remember my little sister, she only ever used to play, the obstacle course, the training obstacle course you could do in Lara's backyard. She only ever play that on repeat.
Really? I do remember
never played game, but it's because, at the beginning of, I think it's either the first or second game, you have to shoot wolves.
Yeah.
She did not want to shoot dogs, so she refused to play the actual game. It's like, no, I'm just going to do the acrobatics course.
That's good.
But yeah, appreciate the resolve.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move on to the next character. I'm not going to talk during this one. I'm just going to show you who I'm going to do, and I'm going to go through the process of it.
Oh, so you'll have to... Well, wait, he's going to show you, so you'll have to guess. Fanatic, I don't think you need to have a... Do you need to have a Twitter account to be able to view someone's profile? I think you can you don't need a Twitter account, Fanatic. You can literally just type Tim J. Campbell Twitter into Google, and there you go. The poser Silver Sonic.
Yeah, I'm doing silver. Thank you, Derek.
I think we just lost someone. Might have been Chief. Yeah, there he is. Ooh, I see Keith. Keith's hiding in the chat, and he's got his microphone muted like a coward.
I was going to say, I just saw Keith in there. Come on, Keith.
Yeah, we can see all the people now following Tim on his Twitter account.
What the heck? Why do I keep getting notifications?
Because you didn't turn them off, you boob.
Hey, just that, guys. I'm going to turn off Twitter notifications. Then we're going to get right on that.
You'll forget to turn them back on again, and he'll keep wondering, why am I getting my notifications? No one's followed me in months.
Keith, join us.
Why?
Join us.
This is so weird.
Don't worry, I'll be back in a minute, guys. So if you've got any questions, fire them out now. I don't have Twitter. Can y'all show me on the screen, please? Well, that's a question for Tim. I think you have them on your iPad. So, Tim, when you get a chance, Fanatic Mitchell would like to see your rouges. That just sounds sordid, doesn't it? Show me your rouges.
Let's not do that in the chat, in the stream. If you want to see it, you can go to my profile, but those are my personal pictures. I don't think that they're appropriate for the stream.
Aha. Tell you what, I'll link your Twitter for him so maybe you can click on it.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Twitter. I follow the man. You shouldn't have to think about this. There we go.
I'm going to base Silver off of Sonic and Uncle Chuck, because Uncle Chuck has those furry eyebrows. I think those are the most like what Silver has. It's going to give me an example of how to do, like, the top of his eyes.
There you go, Fanatic Mitchell. There's a direct link to the Lara Croft Rouge in the chat via there.
Just stick a
Oh, good night, Derek. Thanks for checking us out. Hi, Keith.
Hello.
Hey, Keith.
Oh, just in time to answer some questions. Guys, what do you think about, what thoughts do you have on the upcoming Sonic 2 movie? Are you guys excited for Tails and Knuckles? Everyone's hiding from that question. Yes, I'm excited for it, and yes, I'm excited to see Tails and Knuckles. I'm dying to see what they're going to do with the Idris Elba Knuckles, because that just sounds fun. Are you guys still there?
Yes, I'm drawing.
Oh, that's okay. Just everything went silent for a minute. I had a nasty feeling I disconnected.
Oh, I thought you guys were doing such a good job. I was just gonna
I think
be quiet in the background.
Well, the music only lasts an hour, so yeah, it's a good time. I'll let you know when you're up to an hour. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. What I'm hoping they do with the movie is I'm hoping they expand a little bit on the whole, you know, all those worlds that were on the map that were crossed out. They expand a bit more on that. They expand a little bit more on the whole warp ring things. And I hope they delve into a little bit as to why the echidnas were chasing Sonic so much in the first film. So hopefully it's all going to tie together nicely.
I'm more interested in Robotnik, his transformation.
Yes, I'm dying to see what Jim Carrey does with that as well.
I love the original movie, so I'm so excited for the second one.
I mean, Jim Carrey goes without saying. Do you know what? I just desperately want you to... I'm sure you've all seen that photo of the coffee shop in Green Hills. First of all...
No spoilers. I've been on blackout. I don't want to know any of that stuff.
Alright, well, this is purely hypothesis on my part. All I'm going to say is I really hope that Agent Stone is the one working there. Because we all know he makes fantastic lattes. And if that isn't his introduction into the second film, I will be sad, even if it's just as a cameo.
Yeah, I wasn't too hot when he was a background character.
Can I send some pictures to you guys on Facebook? I don't operate the Facebook, so that's a question for the social media team. It would depend on the photos.
Social media. Yeah, depends on the photos. No double Polaroids. Yeah.
Would it be too dark for season 3 to build?
Sorry, is the Facebook dead?
I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. I know Megan, our social media diva, and Tim here mostly juggle Twitter, Instagram, and the TikTok soon, which is going to be happening. You're going to hopefully see some funky videos coming up there. But I have no idea about the Facebook thing. I didn't even know we were using it. Well, there we go. Gino asks, would it be too dark for Season 3 to build Metal Sonic out of the scrapped remains of Uncle Chuck? Yes, because that would involve killing Uncle Chuck. And no one's going to kill Uncle Chuck.
Unless...
Oh, spoilers. Albert Wood. Yes, Albert, we did get your question. You can send photos to the Facebook account, providing they're safe photos. But I don't know how often the Season 3 Facebook is checked. I think most of the social media moved to Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a good tip for drawing Sonic in Sad-Am style. He's got a very unique muzzle in Sonic Sad-Am. In modern Sonic, how you draw the muzzle, you have this very standard design. So, and like all the characters now have that kind of muzzle design. But in Sonic Sad-Am, it's a lot more flat. And it like goes in a direction. It's like almost he has like a pointy muzzle, but he doesn't really have a pointy muzzle. So it like upshoots on one side, and then it upshoots on the other side, and goes really high on both sides.
When I was trying to learn how to draw the Sad-Am Sonic, the way I used to tell myself, you know, the way to draw the muzzle was, imagine he has a banana glued to his face.
Yeah, right, exactly. There are two very, very different ways of drawing. So if you're struggling to get that Sad-Am feel with Sonic, that's one big way to get that Sad-Am feel with Sonic, is that muzzle. Very, very different muzzle approaches. And that's what I'm going to be putting on Silver. Or did put on Silver.
He's got a banana muzzle, and then he's going to get those banana antennas sticking out of his head. Season 3. Which robot Sonic do you think would work best in Sad-Am? Personally, Silver Sonic. Again, it's more low-tech. It fits more in with the theme of the Robians. They're usually grey, usually very muted tones.
Personally, I just call them Robians.
Yeah, they're Robians, mate.
I like that.
You know, he's got, you know, the SWAT bots have the single glowing red visor. I could see that on the Metal Sonic because he had like the one glowing red eye. You know, and the guy had like a chainsaw on his back and he shot spikes out of him. You know, what does Metal Sonic do? He races.
Oh.
What about you guys? What do you guys think? Which Metal Sonic would you put in Sad-Am?
Well, I have to go with Silver, though I used to call him something else.
Ooh, tell.
Back in the day. Oh no, they're all different.
I think for the age that the show came out, I think Silver Sonic would be really appropriate. Yeah.
Or they just invent a new one.
Well, this is a question for Tim and Keith, because I know very little about the character. If Silver were in Sad-Am, would he be a wizard? So would he be like Nagus and Lazar?
Possibly. That could be a way to explain how he's able to do the things he does. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
What does Silver do?
Yeah,
I know he can float.
He has telekinesis.
Ah.
That's his power.
And
nobody knows how he got it, but that's his power.
Right. What's the deal with the pattern on his gloves? I figured they were something to do with his abilities, you know, because they've got the palm has that kind of like ring thing on it. I
don't know. I'm sure somebody knows. I haven't delved that deep into Silver's character.
Right. Do the solid gold rings on his boots and gloves, are they anything like shadows, like inhibitor rings, or does anyone know?
Yeah, does anybody know about that? Now on Silver here, I made a decision that instead of having in that middle part of the uni eye, Sonic usually has like a bump there that kind of looks like the inside of an eyebrow.
You mean the butt brow?
The butt brow, yes. But Uncle Chuck doesn't have that. I'm looking at him.
He's got big old eyebrows, doesn't he?
Yeah, because he's got big old eyebrows, so it comes down to a point. So I decided to do that on Silver too. I gave him a point, not a butt brow.
I do like how Chuck's eye always seems to be like just bigger than Sonic's as well. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, he doesn't do the frown very often. Even when he does frown, it's still quite big looking.
For Silver, though, I want his eyes to be more lower, not bigger. That's kind of how Silver looks most of the time, is he has these lower eyes because of those big furrows on on his forehead. Forgot the word
Oh
there for a
no,
moment, his
Tim.
forehead.
Tim, you've done a bad thing, mate.
Have I?
Now you've mentioned you're basing Silver on, like, Uncle Chuck. All I can imagine is those fronds on his forehead just being this massive set of eyebrows. Just this massive
You
set
saw
of just
that.
unkempt eyebrows.
But I don't want to do it too much because then he'll look evil. You don't want him to look evil.
Yeah, it could be Shadow, wouldn't it? Do you know, when I first saw Silver, I honestly groaned and went, oh no, it's another Shadow, isn't it? I had this nasty feeling it was going to be like another Edgelord Hedgehog character. Like, oh, just another Sonic recolor. Oh, look, he's got magic powers. Boo. I like what IDW's done with him, though.
Now, at this point, you would be tempted, when you're doing SatAM designs, to make it extremely minimalized, because that's kind of... I mean, when you look at original SatAM designs, you just imagine, oh, everything is downscaled. They all look old babyish. So you would have, like, these little tiny furrows on his forehead, right? I don't believe in that. I don't believe in, like, downscaling it just because it's SatAM style. SatAM style has character to it, and it's just about making it animatable. It's got to be animation friendly, not exactly downscaled. So I would rather, on Silver's character, just bring them way out, just like they are in his original characterization.
Well, I'm glad you're doing that, because that little scribble you did there kind of made him look like he had a chicken's comb on his head. Now I can't imagine him not having one of them.
But we just make them, like, thin and not too detailed so that they're easy to animate, you know? And it's not
The funny
going to be
is, now you're making him thinner. He's now starting to have hints of the porcupine character from the Villagers, the one with the goggles on. Because he's got like a load of like front spines, a bit like hair, but they're quite thin. So that's quite a cool way of going about it. You know, they're related, aren't they? Porcupines and hedgehogs. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. That
I'm not actually sure if hedgehogs and porcupines are related. They both have spines, but I don't know if they're actually related.
They're spiky wee gits.
And then usually Silver's ear pokes up over the eye, the brow. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Maybe. Oh, maybe it would be able to poke up.
If you think about it from an animated perspective, they would probably find ways to just like not bother. Like, say it's hidden. Gino has a strange request. Can we put a Moai head somewhere in Season 3 as an Easter egg background? Is that a pun because they're on Easter Island? If so, get out.
Now look at this. I'm looking at this, and the top of his head is looking really bare, isn't it?
I'm getting manic vibes off him now.
It's looking kind of bare. Sonic,
well,
he has a there.
Well, he is a hedgehog, isn't he? So, you know, he still has a chance to have the mohawk. Could be interesting to see how I can imagine that. Instead of, you know how Sonic's mohawk is the 3 spines running down his back, so we just have 2 huge ones coming out the back of his head, almost like fins.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about the top of his head, not the sides of his head.
Oh yeah, I mean the top of his head too. I could imagine the spines starting to come out of the top of his head.
Let's try a couple different things. See,
this is the fun part about adapting characters.
Aha! This is the major design part of doing design, is trying multiple things and seeing how it looks.
Mechasonic from Sonic 3 would be the one to see in SatAM. Yeah, I like Mechasonic from Sonic 3 as well. I do like how they took the whole supercharging off the Master Emerald and put it into the Mania Adventures series. That was quite cool. See what else. Fnatic Mitchell is asking after specifically a SatAM styled Rouge. I don't think Tim's done one of those. So you'll have to wait on that one. Like I said, Fanatic Mitchell, the Season 3 guys are thinking of doing like a big artist whiteboard session coming up at some point in the future. So, you know, when that thing comes up, if they're taking requests, maybe you can ask for it then. What Lily 707 owe the bands on Silver are to help him focus on using his psychokinetic powers. Alright, so they are related to his ability to use his powers. Cool. Arson asks, do you think Silver's characterization was done better in 06 or Snapcube's fan dub? I've not played or seen either of those, so I can't answer that. Tim?
I don't think I've seen that fan dub.
Keith?
The fan dub of what now?
Snapcube's fan dub. I have no idea what that is.
I don't know. I have seen some of the Season 3 fan dub, I think, but I can't place my finger on anything specific. It sounds alright, yeah.
Oh no, Tim. Russell says Silver has a hedgehog mullet.
Well, I've got 3 designs here, so we got this one, that one, and that one. I like the medium of these myself. The other 2, the single one and the one that go the top of the spines go like above his head. I think they make him kind of look like a girl. They look kind of like girly haircuts. To be
like a ponytail.
Yeah, like
he's got pigtails. Ah,
pigtails.
cute. He's got little pigtails. Ah.
Well, this one looks more like he has actual spines.
Silver is Amy Rose's super form, confirmed. Well, think about it. Yeah, he gets the pigtails and he's got the front fronds like Amy. Yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah, okay. Congratulations, Silver. You have now been upgraded to Amy's super form.
I'm sorry, my imagination's not good enough.
Well, here's a question for you guys. Do you think Snively had that dictator costume just sitting in his closet waiting for the right day to wear it? Or do you think he slapped it together at the time? Oh no, I'm fairly certain he's had that since day one.
As soon as Robotnik did the coup, he's thinking about doing a coup on Robotnik. Exactly.
Like, you just know he was putting it on, wearing it in front of a big body-length mirror, strutting up and down. Forcing SWAT-bots to salute him, that kind of stuff.
I bet he's even got a wig in there somewhere, he just didn't put it on.
Oh man, you guys should have done that for SAT-AM, for Season 3. You should just have, like, you know, him do the laugh, and then, like, you cut into it, and he's, like, sat in the big chair, and he's, like, just adjusting this pompadour wig or something to try and make himself look more intimidating.
Now, I made a change on Silver here. I made this top furl bigger, thicker, because I was looking at it. It looked kind of bare on top, so I wanted to kind of fill that gap on the top of his head. I think that looks better.
Yeah, I agree. It breaks up the even shapes with something a bit bigger.
Does anybody have this furl that's on his chest? It's a very interesting
I have
furl.
one.
You mean you have chest hair? Yes, Tim. Some of us do.
Oh.
In fact, I'd go so far as to say I'm probably hairier than Silver. I'm like a yeti.
Whack,
I feel
you
like
need
That's
a
a
whack.
killer conversation. Albert asks, Team Season 3, I know this is not a Sonic character, but could you draw Sephiroth in Sonic SAT-AM style? That'd be weird. Imagine Lazar, stick a sword in his hand. Job's a good one.
Lazar's a bit old and ugly. And Sephiroth's quite a pretty boy, so...
So I just now want to see Lazar just like wearing that whole getup with a sword, just going, what am I supposed to do with this?
It's too long. It's unfeasible.
Too long this is!
Oh yeah, he looks like Yoda.
I like this look on Silver here. It kind of looks like he has a scarf on.
suppose, yeah. Like a little neckerchief type scarf, yeah.
Yeah, looks cute.
Either that, or it looks like he's got a goatee. Because it's kind of attached to the bottom of his chin. I'm ruining this for you, aren't I?
Goatee. Oh yeah, he's just aged him. I don't know
Fucking
if they have chest hair.
I suppose if he's a magician like Lazar and
yeah, but he's not much of a butch type. And then he's got this massive chest hair. Chest hair.
Another tip for making a character look like a Sad-Am style character. If you are having trouble, always remember the lips. The Season 3 team knows this very well, putting lips on the bottom of the mouths of the characters. For some reason, it's a Sonic Sad-Am trait, and once you put that lip on, all of a sudden, it just looks a whole lot more Sonic Sad-Am.
I think I remember asking this question in a previous stream, and it was almost unanimously agreed upon that most people just hated the lips. Except Tim. Tim was the only one who's like, no, I'm fine with
quite an established Western cartoon thing, where when you open a character's mouth, because the line gets quite close to the bottom line, the line of the mouth gets close to the chin area.
Yeah.
To draw a lip so it can't create any weird tangents and look like flat, two-dimensional drawings.
Well, they've never done it with the modern Sonic modern Sonic stuff. So it really makes a difference on the modern versus the classic Sonic styles when you put that lip in.
The more I started drawing it, the more I kind of started to appreciate it, but mostly only on Sonic. It's like I still can't bring myself to put the bottom lip on like Bunny. Like my brain won't let me.
They do it only when they're opening their mouths, or if they're looking up and their mouth's quite far up on the.
If they're yelling and their mouth has to stretch, then yeah, it's really.
I don't think it works when they've got their mouths closed and they're looking down. It just looks like an extra chin.
Chuck is a character who needs it. I find if his mouth is shut, you need that lip there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the funny thing was, when I was doing the ice cream stall card with the werehog, when I put Chuck in there, I originally tried to put him in there without the lip, and it just looked absolutely bizarre. The moment I put the bottom lip in, it all snapped into place. He looked fine at that point. I mean, I think Chuck needs it. It kind of helps anchor his face a bit. Fanatic Mitchell asks, what do we all think Amy's role would be in Sat-AM since Sonic and Sally are a couple? Amy's role.
Annoying.
Throw rug.
Annoying. Throw rug. Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I don't mind Amy at all.
I don't know. Amy will probably have to have a new role on her own that's unique to her.
The way I could see Amy Rose working, I was going to say the way I could see her working would be kind of like a Griff type character. She would be a character who'd pop up for one episode, do her thing, and then go. She wouldn't hang around. She would literally just be like a one and done episode character, or maybe pop up again in the second episode, but she wouldn't be a permanent resident of Knothole or anything like that.
Another Sad-Am technique tip. In modern Sonic, in modern Sonic, you usually give Sonic characters noodle arms. Noodle arms. Woo! So they're thin arms that end in a hand. Noodle arms. But in Sonic Sad-Am characters, they generally have meatier, thicker arms that have a little more fat to them. So there's a good difference between modern and classic style if you're trying to get that classic feel to them. thicken up the limbs a little bit if they're still doing noodle arms.
Yeah, as well, I noticed a lot of the characters like to start thick at the shoulder and taper down to the wrist.
Yeah.
I always try and draw them the other way because I think it's natural to do a thin shoulder and then big forearms like Popeye, but they're always thick shoulders and thin wrists. Well, not thin because they're still chunky, but you know, thinner than the shoulders.
That's kind of how modern characters are, with their thin shoulders and big wrists. But not the classic ones.
Too much of a modern animator. Molded by the times.
Don't worry, we'll break you.
Actually, it was really difficult to get the style of Sea3on because I really want to grab some older generation animator who worked in the 90s and be like, show me what you're doing, because it feels very different. The whole, bouncing and dragging their arms and lots of squash and stretch and longer, more frames for poses and stuff. I'm sure I'm missing a load of info that I just can't.
So you figure 90s animation is way different from the stuff you do nowadays?
Oh yeah, now it feels like everything's more like worked out and it's more efficient. So we've got snappier movements and that sort of thing. Lots of pose to pose. In the 90s there was a lot of slower movements going on, and it was more they had a lot of secondary action, I think, like lots of one arm following the other or coming afterwards. Lots of that's not secondary action, sorry, that's oh god, what's it called? Overlapping action. Follow through, sorry, yeah. Overlapping action is when there's two actions happening. The second action is not necessarily controlled by the first action. It's just a separate action.
As a 90s kid, I definitely have noticed that difference.
Cool. Not just talking out my ass.
I was an 80. Well, I was born in the 80s, but realistically, I'm a 90s kid. I was born in 87, so all the cartoons I remember. Well, I mean, I do remember watching older stuff with my older brother, like Transformers, He-Man, She-Ra, and all that stuff. And that was all old 80s cartoons.
Oh yeah, that was another kettle of fish as well.
It was, if you look at the animation there.
Economic.
Yeah. I love even today. I still love watching He-Man stuff once in a while, just for the fun of it.
Nothing else, just a campy Skeletor.
Watch it.
Oh, I love Skeletor memes.
There's a video online of the actor. I'm trying to remember his name. The chap who voices Skeletor. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. But there's a video of him online actually reading those memes in Skeletor's voice. It's fantastic.
One of the best ones I ever saw was, I forget, it wasn't it was somebody, it wasn't Moses, let's just say it was Moses, came down, and everyone in the crowd's going, he goes, and we must love everyone, and the crowd goes, everyone, even Skeletor? And the guy goes, yes, even Skeletor, we've been over this, people. And then in the distance you see Skeletor pop up and go, ha ha, suck my dick, losers.
Oh yeah, Jesus. Okay,
and Jesus is immediately...
Apologize for the language on the stream, guys. Very sorry about that.
Sorry about the language, but... It
was like, calm down, Skeletor, I'm trying to make this easy on you. You're not helping.
It was one of the best Skeletor memes I've ever seen. It was just, Skeletor's awful. Why do we have to love him? And he pops up and says that it was awesome.
Got lots
Frank
of,
Oppenheimer, that's
here giggling.
Frank Oppenheimer, that's the guy's name.
Oh, sorry, are we reading the chat? I've been ignoring.
I've been checking them out, yeah.
A bad person.
Yeah. Jared says you're doing cute silver.
Thank you.
Nisha.
Very dateable.
Yeah.
Keith,
Oh.
question for you from artist to animator artist. Is it worth putting those glow rings on the glove for animating?
Which
Worth-
glow rings? I mean, worth
Yeah,
it?
I'm curious.
If it's part of a story element, then yes, by obligation. But I think we could just change it. Just change it to a different color and say, just talk about it in the script. That'll be the easiest way to do it.
I just don't know how
Gotta save
difficult
on
it is
those lines.
to have something that moves on his hand, you know.
Well, there's each line adds and is multiplied. So you've got 22 minutes. If it takes an extra, I don't know, minute to draw a couple of lines on his hand, the details in the hand, you multiply that by the amount of frames you have to do. So you've got 100 drawings in one scene. But you've got a minute that's come up to another 100 minutes to do, to worry about. And then you got 22 of those. Wait, just a sec. Then you got however many scenes to do, multiplied by that 100 minutes.
So if you have rings like I just drew on his gloves, you think that's like worth putting on his gloves like that, or would it be like it's just not worth it?
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be worth it. Because you got to track those rings as well. It's not just a case of drawing them each time. You've got to draw them, but then make sure they don't wobble about on his hand. Takes even longer. Oh, it's just less lines you can do, the better. And then you could look at anime and you're like, why do I have to draw this massive robot with 100 million details? Oh, and it moves. Yay.
Because it's cool.
Let's say
Oh, and you
though
want
that-
a light layer and a shadow layer and an extra shadow layer, and then you want a gradient layer, and then you want. Oh, wait. I would swear, but you know, on a kid-friendly thing. I'd
And then
tell
you
them
look
to
at the-
go away politely.
Keith, if you ever decide to, like, you know, bang your head against a wall, have a look at the opening of Macross Do You Remember Love, when the ship comes out of the darkness, and just look at the sheer amount of detail they had to put into that damn shot, and you would probably scream. Like, why? Why is there so much stuff on this screen right now? It doesn't need to be here. You can't make out anything.
Yeah, I'm
But it
complaining
looks
about
cool.
a couple of lines on the hand and the glove.
Ah, thank you, Mini Shoes. Alan Oppenheimer, not Frank Oppenheimer. I'm thinking of Frank Welker. That's my problem. Munisha asks, please tell me Silver and Big are not going. Please tell me Silver and Big are not going to show up in the show. They are not. Don't worry. Tim's destroying them in the style.
You know what? We should have tossed Big in there for the fun of it.
Yeah, just have like Robotnik drawing his first sonar and just be like, oh, shit, don't look at it, Snivelly.
Just some big. No. We just have him all tree hippie and wearing sandals, walking around the forest, and everyone runs across him. Was like, "What are you doing?" He goes like, "Oh, you know, just chilling out here." And then that's it. There's Big. That's the scene.
Voiced by Chief, of course.
Yes, exactly.
You
That's
have to,
all.
really. I think Canadian Big just sounds so right.
Oh, you know, just chilling out here.
I mean, that sounds way better than how he sounds in Sonic Adventure 1. I'm sorry.
What you mean, like a mentally challenged? Yeah,
He just sounds. Yeah, he sounds a bit dopey. Like, hey, dude, what's going on? Yeah, I think Chief's one's much better. He just sounds chill. Just kind of. Actually, no, I've got it. The perfect way you could introduce Big into Saturday M. You know when like Nagas is like, you know, flicking his fingers and making Robotnik's head turn into like, you know, a pig and a bear. Have him just briefly change into Big.
Yes. Oh, you know, just gonna kill you all for Robotnik. You're not worth. You're not worth it anymore. How about we just go catch some fishes?
You're all laughing, but Chief does actually like to do that. Chief is very much just like, let's not make this season 3. Let's go hunting and fishing instead.
I'm
Yeah,
actually getting
and
ready for
not with the
hunting
fishing
season.
rod.
So.
Oh yeah,
No.
of course you do it in October, don't you?
Yeah, our big trip's in about a month from now, so I'm just getting ready for that. Or I'm starting to get ready.
Me again.
I'm gonna upset you again. Why?
Moose burgers, man. They're like, oh.
I told you, man. If you want to come, if you want to go, the moose burgers I cooked the other. I told you I got a ton of ground left. If you want to come to Canada, I'll make some burgers for you.
See, he's just trying to entice me over there. He's already showing me how nice he is over there. I want to go so bad.
I think you
want to come here? I got some moose burgers for you.
The whole crew over, don't you?
I'll just sell everything I own and just book a one-way ticket to Canada on a wing and a prayer. Just have done with it.
I got a bedroom for you. I got some steak here. I got to eat up quite a bit of moose meat still because, well, season's starting soon. I still have a bunch in the freezer, so.
Oh man. Because the moment I started helping out, and the pandemic was in full swing, so I've no idea if like the exotic meats guy who used to be in our Granger market's even still kicking around. I think the pandemic may have got him. Like no, now I can't get hold of kangaroo steaks.
Oh well, Gino's gonna give me nightmares tonight.
Why is Gino giving you? What's Gino doing?
Big originally being a shell for Robotnik to jump into should he ever get destroyed, but gains its own sentience and walks out and becomes a not-whole resident.
Oh god.
I'm sorry, that actually gave me an even better idea. Yeah, Robotnik literally turns himself into Big to infiltrate Knothole. It's perfectly feasible.
No, he just becomes Big the Cat. He's now Big the Cat.
Well, that would be like the ultimate twist, wouldn't it be? Like the final episode, Robotnik's like, I've got this perfect plan. I'll turn myself into a Mobian. I'll infiltrate Knothole. I'll blow it up. And while he's in there, it's like, you know, actually, this is kind of nice. I'm done. I'm just sticking with you guys. And that's how they win. Beating the power of fishing and chilling.
His brain capacity has been reduced down to Froggy level. So he doesn't even remember.
Snively becomes Froggy! It all makes sense.
You all. I'm gonna blow you up all. I'm gonna. Huh. This river's kind of nice. Hey, there's a fish. Maybe I can catch. Fish tastes great. Yeah, maybe I'll just hang out here and catch some more fish. Yeah. So that was the end of Robotnik.
I mean, think about it. Snively, Froggy, you know, they both end in a Y. They're both green.
Yeah, no, that's what
They're
happened.
They're both toadies.
Yeah, no, that's what happened. That's definitely.
I'm going to hell for that joke.
So, anyways, now we know what happened.
No one understood you.
Oh, good. Actually, if Jeff is still in the chat, he'll understand that reference. Because that was Snively's original name. He was called Toady.
Was it actually his original name?
Yeah. In the original pitch battle, he was called Toady. And then he became Quizly, and then finally Snively. So, yeah. There we go. We've looped all the way back round. Snively becomes Froggy.
Quizly.
Quizly, yeah.
Good.
You know, the funny thing about Quizly, he had hair like silver.
Quizly, get me a crossword puzzle. Yes, sir.
But anyway, there's Silver, guys. I elected not to put the ring on his hand because Keith, our animator, says, you know, that'll be really hard to do. And so in Sonic Set AM season, we tried to make the animations how they would be back then so that everything blends together. So thinking about what would they do with Silver if they put him in Sonic Satan before, there's a high chance that they wouldn't put the rings on the hands to make it easier to animate him. I did put these light stripes on his armbands and ankle bands. Those would glow to give a sense of that he has a power, but nothing on his hands, just so that it's more like, you know, how they would have done it. And what would make it easier to do, while still making him look like his character.
He'll also be a very safe cyclist because he has high-vis stripes.
I can't pretend to know what they would have done. That's just what I would do. Because, you know, I'm lazy.
Well, laziness is good in animation, though. Sadly.
I mean, I probably, were I animating it, like, back in the day, I probably would have gone an even easier route. I don't know, actually, would it be easier, but, like, whenever he uses his powers, have his fronds kind of, like, have that aury glow and then start twitching as if something's about to happen, and then have them use abilities. Make the fronds interact with the powers.
My cabbage sense is tingling.
His silver tingle.
I used the trigger. It's my trigger.
So, Arson Hole, we're going to try making it as genuine as we can to the 90s. That's about it. We're using sort of same animation techniques, just modernizing it, and yeah, that's over there. Just answer your question.
Speaking of the oldie ways of doing things, I'm currently banging my head, trawling through Sea3on screenshots, because every single last one of Robotnik's computer screens is literally just a blue screen with a bunch of lines across it, even when they go to a close-up shot, and it's infuriating me right now. It's like, did they never do anything more in-depth that looked better? Like, no, it's just, blue screen, few lines.
Is that for the video we're creating right now?
Yeah, because I'm trying to do the other...
we won't talk too much about.
Oh, we're not, but let's just say there's a video we're creating, and yes, involves what Will here is mad about.
Blue screens with lines.
And unfortunately, guys, I won't have time. I don't have time to make another one. Our stream, we have about 20 minutes left. It took me this long to do 2 designs, so I'm not going to be able to do another one. Sorry.
It's always fun, then, isn't it? Whenever you're the one doing the streaming, it always takes you 10 times longer to join anything than you do would when you're not interacting with people. Something about talking to you a lot makes us slow.
Well, I have to design him at the same time, too. I'm not just drawing him, I'm deciding how he's supposed to look. That takes a long time, man.
It does.
Testify.
Realistically, yeah. So.
Excuses.
Oh, shut it, Keith.
Keith, shall we show Tim how long it takes our streams to usually end?
Yeah, we're going to end
over up to 4 hours.
Yeah,
it's 5 or 6. Go a year past it, Keith.
My what?
Militia Blast 4, blue screens of death. Yeah, they are blue screens of death. Every single last one of Robotics monitors is just a blue screen of death. Nothing in his base works. That's why he's so angry all the time. There's no tech support on Mobius.
Fanatic Mitchell, I just answered that. I'm not going to be able to do SBO because we're running out of time. Sorry.
You could do Froggy. It won't take long.
You already did Froggy.
I did Froggy.
You did
Froggy. It's on Dig's head. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see.
Oh, bring it back on.
Come on, you have to do an encore. 2 characters. I mean, you need another quick small one. Anyone think of a really small character simple one for Tim to do in the last
Flicky
20 minutes?
Flicky.
No. What about Oh, we're trying to go. Oh, never mind. I was going to mention a Sea3on character, but no.
Go on, do it.
What was the dog?
Mutsky.
Let's draw some Mutsky.
Oh man, poor Froggy there. He looks like someone's hit him on the head or something.
He does.
Oh yeah, is that why you were talking about Tweak earlier?
No, that was in relation to something else, but now you've mentioned it, he does have a bit of a South Park vibe to him.
Can you draw a quick Mutsky, Tim?
Draw Mutsky?
Yeah.
Well, there is no Sea3on Mutsky. There's only his robotic form.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
It's a quick, easy one. Last one.
It's the pilot Muskie.
Sure.
Yeah,
he's a robot though.
Pull up his reference on another device here.
Oh,
Gino says, what always bugged me about
that...
Sorry, Keith.
I was just going to say, I've seen a reference for Mutsky where he's not roboticized in one of the original character sheets.
Oh yeah, wasn't that from Underground though? Didn't they reuse Mutsky for Underground?
It said Sea3on on it, but...
Did it? Okay.
Or not Sea3on, it said Sonic the Hedgehog,
Yeah.
Whatever it's called.
I think I've seen that one. Oh, I'll see if I can find that. Do a small Game Gear Silver Sonic. Yes, the best Silver Sonic.
Did he go back in time and insert himself into the game?
He's talking about the 8-bit one, the one that had like a single claw arm that came out of his stomach, and a jetpack and this weird goofy grin. That's the best Silver Sonic.
I thought you were talking about Silver the Hedgehog, not Silver
No.
the robot. Yeah, that was a cool design. I loved what they did with it in Mania, of course. Everyone loves that.
Oh, you're doing the Robo version. Oh yeah, Munisha came in with a great one there. If you want to do a really, really small character, draw a Chow. Oh no, it is. It's the 8-bit Silver Sonic. Yay! Don't forget to give him his big goofy grin. Oh wait, no, that's the Sonic 2 one. Zoom. That's the 16-bit one. Still annoyed that Jack's Pacific won't release that figure in the UK. Gutted.
Oh well. Just have to keep playing with my motor bug, which I had to hide because my son likes it too much.
You have to get him his own one.
Oh, I couldn't find one. There's only him, a little Silver Chow left, and Tails.
Oh,
I got
rude.
the motor bug.
Yeah, those figures are hard to come by in the UK as well. As far as I know, only Jack's Pacific only releases them in the US, and they kind of get drip fed any X stock overseas.
Now forgive me, guys, if he looks wrong. I've never drawn Muskie before.
Challenge accepted.
What do we think Rouge and Espio's roles in Sea3on would be? Fanatic, I think I answered the Rouge one to you before. I think you asked that on a previous stream. I'm fairly certain me and Keith were on that one.
Sorry for challenging you to Muskie, bud. I figured it'd be a quick, fasty, end of the streamy.
Oh, Muskie's quite complicated.
Oh, now you tell us.
All he is just a big tin metal can with sharp teeth.
Oh, Arson, if you ever get a chance to, have a look at...
and he's robotic.
Z-Tunes, I think the guy's called. He does this great little comic about the 8-bit Metal Sonic and how he looks up to the other Metal Sonic like it's his big brother. It's really adorable.
Wait, speaking of 8-bit, this randomly popped in. What was that comic that involved, oh, what is it now? Not Mega Man. It was a comic, it was all done in 8-bit sprites.
Oh, there's loads of sprite comics.
Yeah, I know, but it was a really big one. It was on Sprite Comics, it was Mega Man. Oh, but the title didn't have any, it was like Bob and something. It was like the most random title in existence. Oh, I'm gonna find that now. I don't know why I randomly thought of that.
Munisha says, just so you know, non-robot Mutsky was seen in a photograph held by Sonic in Sonic Boom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool. Love that series.
I don't know if I would be able to find that.
Oh, Bob and George.
The metal version. Sorry? Bob and...
The comic was actually called Bob and George. It was a Mega Man comic strip. I don't know why I randomly thought about that. We're talking about Musky, but anyways. I just remember reading that back when I was like in high school.
I remember Control-Alt-Delete. Anybody remember Control-Alt-Delete?
That was a good comic.
I can't see the chat, so you guys are going to have to tell me. But
it
was an animated GIF comic. It was wonderful. I loved that series.
Tim Buckley's Control-Alt-Delete is still going, yeah.
Yeah, so wow, that's been going forever.
Loads of
the
stuff
animated
going on.
GIF comic?
No,
what?
Tim Buckley's Control-Alt-Delete. I think there must have been two with the same name. I don't remember the animated GIF one.
Yeah, it was an animated GIF comic.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. I remember the other one that Will's talking about here, which is, if it's still going, I got to catch up with that because I haven't That was a great one. Control
There's
Delete.
something weird, like Control Delete kind of... Tim Buckley entered this period where he just kind of gave up on the storyline he was doing and then just turned it into a bog standard like video game commentary comic.
Oh, is that what it is now? He's kind of going that route?
Yeah, he doesn't... It's not like dudes living together in a house or anything like that. It's basically just, here's my cartoon depiction of what I think of Cyberpunk 2077 or something along those lines.
Gotcha, because that's how it started off, was two roommates in the house and went from all that stuff, so he sort of went away from his whole... Yeah. It's still worth a read. I'll still catch up to it, I imagine.
Oh god, Gino, yes, I know what that means.
Got a request here in the chat, just
Go
kind
on
of a fun one. So it's not really, you don't have to draw anything. It's not a visual. It doesn't need any visuals. You can give reply with an oral answer. Where was it? Not really a request by Gino X 1987. But how would you imagine a robot Snively to look like in your head?
Robot.
I can answer that very easily. Was it My Life as a Teenage Robot? Kilgore. Kilgore with a huge drill nose.
Okay, I have to look that guy up. Kilgore.
I don't think there's any answer I could give that can top that.
Like, just colour him green and stick a drill nose on him, like he was a grounder.
I think we have to do something with the eyes. Make them all swirly on the inside. You know how they...
Yeah.
Or multiple rings to make him look a bit more anxious and paranoid.
Ready to destroy, sir.
That was a good impression.
Activate your nose.
There's a phrase I never thought I'd hear. Activate your nose. I can only imagine him like activating it by actually sneezing and then it going off like an actual, like a Dremel.
It shoots off.
Yeah, say goodbye to the consoles.
I destroyed the console, sir. I'll have to get a new one. I'm sorry,
You do a good
I have
Snively
a cold.
impression. You do a very good Snively impression.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How do we think Sat AM Sonic would look in Boom's scarf?
Sonic with a scarf.
Yeah, weird, to be honest.
Even shorter than he does look.
I mean, the problem is he doesn't have much of a neck, so it would either end up like just kind of like clumping up around the connection point between his chest and his his muzzle, or he'd end up like having to go over his mouth like a bandito mask. It would just look strange.
Yep, the music died.
Where were you when the music died?
Where were you when the music died?
Ah, American Pie.
Okay, we put a few more details on this and Muskie should be done. Just
Wasn't there that
applause.
comic that someone's making where Sonic has a massive scarf and the designs look...
Oh, yes, Sonic Starline. That's being done by Draw Lava Lala, I believe.
Yep.
Like Starline, it's called, yeah.
Pretty awesome.
It's got
Yes,
a huge
it is.
scarf that's in the colour of the banner that goes underneath the traditional logo. Oh, there we go. Sorry, that's my iPad telling us we've had at least an hour's worth of time, probably longer.
Well, here is Mutsky, the final drawing. There's a few details missing, but it doesn't matter. It's all good.
Always happens when you do a bit of DIY.
So you guys tell me what you think.
It's Mutsky.
Everyone's now feeling sad because they now know the fate of Mutsky, and poor Sonic doesn't have his dog. Sad times.
Mm.
Thank you, Blue Shine, for the compliment.
It's been over an hour now, so Tim, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm just
You
waiting for the
done?
chat to comment on Mutsky.
Waluigi says he loves it.
Awesome. Thank you, Waluigi. I don't usually draw Mobians, so there you go. I mean, Robians.
I was going to say, you draw Mobians an awful lot, you big fibber.
I don't usually draw Robians. Robots are not my thing. Not typically.
I love them. But I get far too
That's
I get
you
far too
next.
in-depth with them.
You do the robots a lot. You do them really, really good.
I get too in-depth with them now. I keep trying. I can't bring myself to just go, oh, this just looks cool. Like, it has to look like it would functionally work or I'll go nuts.
Just keep remembering you have to draw in quite a few times.
Oh no, Arson says if we don't include scratching ground or at least in a cameo, he's going to abandon the project forever.
Well, that's us threatened.
Yeah, as you told.
Well, you have to talk to Derek about that.
You know, or, you know, you can always bribe the project, you know, a couple of thousand wouldn't go amiss.
Yeah.
You know, just, you know, slip us a couple of thousand and, you know, who knows, maybe you'll hear a ha 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 suddenly pop up one day. Man, that's a laugh you can just taste.
Oh, I think it would take a bit more than a couple of thousand. Oh.
Well, just to put the laugh in there. Yeah, that's going to cost you at least $1 million.
I mean,
I will do the voice and I will get half.
that's how it works with voice actors.
Poor voice actors.
Shots have been fired.
We'll see what the SAG has to say about that.
All right, putting up the welcome standby screen up. Thank you guys so much for joining me, joining us in the stream where I draw. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and I didn't talk your ears off too much. I'm a very legalistic artist and I like teaching things, so sometimes I'll go on tangents. I hope you guys appreciated it anyways. And maybe you learned something? Hopefully. Alright, so that's the end of the stream now, everybody. Say bye to everybody else.
Bye-bye. And don't forget, guys, to check us out on
everybody.
Twitter, Patreon, and everywhere else that serves great coffee. I don't know.
Italy.
Yes, check us out in Italy.
Specifically Italy.
Specifically Italy. Well, that's where Keith lives, so yeah.
Actually, I think this production's more a Canadian thing.
Alright, guys. See you later. See you on the flip side. Bye.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.